Well, hello and happy April 1st, 2021. We made it. Got through the first quarter. Put out a post this morning. I hope that you had a great first 12 weeks or first quarter, however you look at it. We prefer for you to look at it as 12 weeks, but I hope you had a good one. And if you were successful, congratulations on the win. If you tried but didn't quite make your goals, well, congratulations on the begin because you got started and just keep it rolling and get things rolling here in the second 12-week period of the year for yourself. Before we get started today, I want to just kind of go over some of the free content that we put out every week for you. Want to make sure you're taking advantage of it, and hopefully you're getting some good stuff out of it. But on Mondays, we always have our weekly challenge, and that goes out primarily on Facebook and Instagram. But you can catch it uh, sometimes on YouTube when we throw it up there. But it's also in our podcast, so it's out there for you. Also, on Wednesdays, we got What's Trending. We kind of take Tuesdays off, but put some regular posts out there. But Wednesdays, we got What's Trending. And a lot of people ask me, well, what's trending all about? And how is that really important to us? Well, hey, we want you to stay current, try to help you stay current with some stuff that's going on, maybe some conversation starters, some stuff that you can use in some of your networking sessions and things, and also the lessons that we learn from the things that are happening out there. It's also it's just good content and good fun. So that's what What's Trending is all about. And on Thursday, of course, we got this Thrive Thursday, where we just want to get you some other ideas and quotes and questions to consider for the week. And then on Friday, we always have a Finish Strong Friday program for you with primarily some checklists just to help you stay on track with your personal development. And they're all absolutely free, so there's no reason not to take advantage of them. And if you want to take advantage of paid programs, just imagine if whatever you're getting out of the free ones, what you get out of the paid ones. So maybe you'll consider that as well. But anyway, we are off today on our Thrive Thursday. So I'm going to back out of here so you can see a little bit better. And today, our three topics are going to be on mentors, margin of safety, and how to say no. And of course, every week we have three ideas, two quotes, and one question to consider for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the ticker on there so you can kind of see what they are, and we'll get rolling here. Let's get down to the first question, which is first idea, which is fear of failure is higher when you're not working on the problem. If you're taking action, you're less worried about failure because you realize you can influence the outcome, which is so true. And that's one reason why we talk about 12-week year all the time, because if you've got a 12-week goal rather than sitting out here and having annual goals, you have a chance at that 12-week stopping point or that 1/4 way through a year stopping point to say, hey, maybe I need to change a little bit of direction here, do this a little bit differently, do this a little bit differently before you get too committed to that one path. So it's kind of important because what we need to understand is that a goal shapes the plan, and you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're completely just I don't know what you're doing. But your goal shapes the plan, and then your plan is going to shape your action. And then the action is what is going to achieve the results, obviously. So we want to be sure that you've always got action, or there's just no sense in even getting up in the morning, and then which is an action in itself sometimes. And of course, the results bring you the success. So it all starts with the goal, then the plan, then the action to get the results. But if you're not taking action, man, you're just not going to be able to get those problems worked out. So just consider that and just keep it rolling for yourself. All right, let's look at number two. It's almost always better to learn from peers who are 2 years ahead of you than mentors who are 20 years ahead of you. Life evolves and most insights get outdated. So this is a really important one, and kind of maybe controversial. Some of the stuff in here today, we'll probably have more discussions on in the group than any that we've had here recently, because what this is really trying to say is that we're not saying, obviously, that the wisdom of the ages is bunk. We're not sitting here saying dismiss Napoleon Hill. No one would ever want to do that. I said Jim Rohn didn't know what he's talking about, or he's not relevant anymore. Those types of things. Zig Ziglar is not relevant anymore. No, that's absolutely not what this quote is saying. I think what this quote is going after is in your industry, your particular industry. You want to make sure that you've got the current processes and the current actions that are really going to make it happen in today's current environment. And maybe it's not even 2 years ahead of you. I mean, it's got to be people that are right there with you, right? But a case in point is when I got into real estate back in the day, I had a mentor that was really into Facebook and cutting edge stuff of when pixels were starting to happen and ads and hooking up Zapier to all your stuff and all this kind of cool stuff and making things automated and really working. And I had joined a real estate company that the guy had been around for about 30 years. And I got in and did some training with one of his key people, and lo and behold, one day the guy walked in with a courier bag and some flyers and a water bottle, and was talking to us about how to roll up flyers without looking at them, so that they were in the door right, and have your water bottle in case you got too hot out there, walking the neighborhoods. Well, those were opposed opposites marketing strategies. And one of them, obviously, when there wasn't any other way to do something other than going door to door. Not that there's anything wrong with it. That's still an effective marketing plan. If you got some time, it's a pretty day, you want to get out and do it. But for me, the high tech technology made a lot more sense for me. So I just kind of moved on. But so look at what you're doing industry wise. Who is really making it happen right now, and go after those folks, obviously, in your industry wise. But as far as personal development, there's no way. I mean, there's just no way that you can not look at the Bible, for instance, Proverbs. My goodness, there's so much good stuff in there. And I've always said that's where most of the PMA stuff came from in the first place. People just reading that and changing the words a little bit. And that's kind of what happens whenever we're reading stuff, going through these things. We all pick and choose different great ideas and pass those on. So, and that's what we do here at A to B. For me, we always want to look at that wisdom, because it's just so true. The Rohns and the Ziglers and today, the Darren Hardys and all the folks that the Hal Elrods and the folks that are really making it happen today. We keep those in our repertoire, and it's part of our plan. And we also have the network, which keeps everybody up to date. We're talking every week about what's going on right now. So life evolves. You want to be sure that you're not working with outdated insights as far as your current money making plan. But remember, your goals are not just about money. Yeah, money and finance are a big part of it, but you've got career, you got spiritual, you got all your relationships, you've got social and mental, physical, all those that you have to look at as well. So keep all that in mind. All right, let's get down to the back, the second one here. Maintain a margin of safety, even when it's going well. Rich people go bankrupt chasing even more wealth, and fit people get injured chasing personal records. Productive people become ineffective taking on too many projects, so don't let your ambition ruin your position. So this is really something to consider. I mean, we all want to have some type of margin of safety. I think if you're a 10Xer with Grant Cardone, maybe your margin of safety is a little bit thinner but than it would be if you follow some other folks. But you do want to be sure that you keep yourself safe and well-rounded as you're going through this. I know that I did a thing on what's trending just yesterday about a guy that got caught up in margin calls, and their company lost somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 billion. So that's certainly getting caught up in things. And unfortunately, I think that probably wiped him out. So you have to kind of be careful what you're doing. Fit people get injured chasing personal record. I think everybody's got their personal best they want to try and get, but just, be careful with that stuff. Of course, depending on what your strategy is in life and what you're doing, but be careful there. And then productive people, we become effective when we get too many projects going. That just happens a lot of times. You got to learn to delegate, get these things going if you're going to have a lot of different things going. But the bottom line is, don't let your ambition ruin your current position, and certainly don't let it ruin who you are and your character and those types of things and your reputation. All right. Well, let's look at the quotes. The first one's from Grace Bonney. I don't know if you've ever read any Grace Bonney, but she's an author and a blogger. And probably one of her most famous books is In the Company of Women. And it's 100 stories of female entrepreneurship and how those ladies overcame adversity. So it's really, really good book. But she is saying, talking about how to get better at saying no, which is always a problem with us, seems. The bigger fear most of us have with learning to say no is that we will miss an opportunity that would have catapulted us to success or that will never come again. And most of the time, that simply isn't true. I found that the first part of learning to say no is learning to accept that offers and opportunities are merely an indication that you're on the right path, not that you've arrived at a final destination you can never find again. If someone is choosing you, it means you're doing something right. And that's the biggest opportunity you can receive, the chance to recognize that your hard work is paying off. And if you continue to do good work, those opportunities will continue and improve over time. And yet, no has always been an interesting word. And, of course, in sales, no just simply means give me more information. You haven't given me enough information to say yes. And so, even Darren Hardy talks about this in Compound Effect and a couple of the other programs. Is he always says no right off the top, and then let someone else come back and challenge that and give him a reason why he should actually say yes. So you just need to get more information. And sometimes you will miss opportunities. I talked this week a little bit in a group about Dean Rhodes, and a lot of you probably know who that is. And one of the reasons why you don't know who it is because he missed opportunity after opportunity. He had an opportunity to go in with Dave Thomas with Wendy's. He had an opportunity to go in with Colonel Sanders on KFC. He had an opportunity to go in with Ray Kroc on McDonald's, and he had a prime opportunity to go in on Microsoft. And he said no to all of them. So can you imagine? You say no to those four big opportunities, but the bottom line is he had a plan, he had a strategy in his life, and at one point he was number 289 on the Forbes 400 for the best most successful businesses in America. So he still did okay, even missing the opportunities. But man, if he just stepped back and said yes, maybe on one of those, life might have been a lot better. But just hang in there. I know that saying no is one of the things, and it talks in here about if someone's choosing you, it means you're doing something right, and that's so important to a lot of you out there. Maybe you're frustrated with success not getting to you yet, but I was talking to one of my mentors this morning, and he said that your people are waiting for you. It's just that they're waiting for you to be prepared and waiting for you to get better. And maybe that's the situation that you're in. You're saying, I don't know why they're not coming, why they're not listening to me. Well, maybe they're just waiting for you to get better prepared. So, but they will come. Just hang in there, and because they're going to recognize your hard work and it's going to pay off for you. But just learn to say no strategically. I think that's the point here. All right, let's get down to First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt on considering what you value most. And we've been talking about this so much here at A to B for me. But to be mature, you have to realize what you value most. It is extraordinary to discover that comparatively few people reach this level of maturity. And that's what we're finding out. They seem never to have paused to consider what has value for them. In other words, our core values. They spend great effort and sometimes make great sacrifices for values that fundamentally meet no real needs of their own. Perhaps they are imbibed, and if you're like me, you're saying, what is that word? Well, I did have to look that one up, and what it means is absorbed or assimilated the values of their particular profession or job, of their community or their neighbors, of their parents or family. And not to arrive at a clear understanding of one's own values is a tragic waste. You have missed the whole point of what life is for. And that's super key. And one of the things that I always talk about is in our 5 days of you is probably one of the most important days is Wednesday, which is find your life purpose and your direction. Because if you don't have that, there's no compass, there's no GPS in your life, and that's just a tragic waste. You want to live a life of purpose and satisfaction, and you're not going to be able to do that living off of what someone else wants you to do. And if nothing else, you learned a new word today, imbibed. So go out and impress someone with imbibed today. Again, it means to absorb or assimilate. But yeah, let's get this life purpose down. If you don't have it down, man, reach out to us. We want to help you with that because it's just key. Of course, this is from You Learn by Living, 11 Keys for a More Fulfilling Life. So that was a really, really good book too, if you've never read that one. All right, well, let's get down to the question. Now you've been waiting for this. How am I living with the results of other people's thinking? So consider that one. That's kind of deep. How am I living with the results of other people's thinking? Just ponder on that, and just maybe there's some things there in your life that you're you're basing up what you want to do on what someone else is thinking. So be sure that your life purpose is your own, and that where you're headed is where you really need to be headed. And again, just get out there and make it happen. And always be sure that you're following your dreams, and just keep on rolling. Keep on rolling with that. But that is our 3, 2, 1 for the day. So we will see you tomorrow, I hope, in our Finish Strong Friday, because we certainly want you to do that. But until then, have a great April 1st. I don't know if anybody's done any April Fool stuff on you, but this wasn't one. This is for real. So have a great day and keep moving in the direction of your dreams. And we will talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye.